What up, Christmas light? So I am here at the beautiful, one of the beautiful Great Lakes up here in east of Cleveland, Ohio. I'm in Avon, Ohio, and the sun sitting on the back side of me, getting ready to go down. And so I read some. I'm getting ready. I'm having a Christmas light training this weekend, but I've also got some coming up. And so I was in one of the Christmas light groups, and I would highly recommend. I don't really recommend any of the Facebook groups, but because they're all a bunch of crap. But one of the questions that came in, and this is a tough question for a lot of people doing Christmas lights. And I know I talk all about Christmas lights and business and stuff on this channel. And so this one here will be kind of about business. But if you have some question about LEDs, any of that kind of stuff. But the question was, what do I say when the customer says, "Oh my gosh, I'll just go buy them and do them myself"? Well, the first thing I will probably tell you is you didn't pre-qualify your customer. You didn't let them know that the services that you're going to offer them. You didn't let them know that, here's the deal. Yes, could they go buy their lights and get it a little bit cheaper? Yes. Will they do it? No, they won't. And so, this is one of those things that, it is a tough thing to do, and it is a tough thing to sell Christmas lights at $6 a foot, at $8 a foot. And our close rate isn't going to be really high, and it never was. And so, these are some things that we have to overcome when we are dealing with Christmas lights. And some ways that we can overcome that is obviously we have to set our expectations before they get that. In this instance, it was 200 feet of C9, So I know it is a beautiful view. This isn't even a green screen. This is the real thing right here. The sunset's going down over the lake. It's just a beautiful view up here. And it is amazing up here. But again, it is one of those things that we have to set that expectation of, this is a professional thing. $1,200 just for Christmas lights, and that, if we go at $6 a foot, that's just for the front lights. That's not all the other thing. And so, we have to look at things when we're dealing with this with customers, and how do we handle those? Oh my God, you're going to break the bank. I can go buy them. Well, yeah, you're probably going to go buy them. We had a customer last year that did that, and he went and bought all the lights, and she took them all back because by the time, so we were at like $1,400. By the time she paid for all her lights, she was at, it was almost $1,000, and they wasn't even put up yet. And so she was like, $400 for me to put them up. I'll have you come back and put them up, because she was one of those customers. How expensive these lights are. For a good LED that is going to last 5 years, 4, 5, 10 years, you're going to pay some money. You're not going to get, back in the old days, you could get the big old C9s, and you can still get them for like 25 cents a piece. Now you're looking at 70, 80, $90 a piece. It does cost a lot more to have good quality LEDs, and that's part of what we have to do. Hope that ain't a rain cloud above my head. That's what we have to do to make sure that we are giving good value to our customer, and we are able to give them quality products, and we're able to have good quality service and all that kind of stuff. So that is one of the things that you have to be able to do is to, and here's the deal. At the end of the day, if you think you're going to get customers that are, you're going to go, well, what if I went at $4 a foot? Here's the deal, guys. If they're not going to pay $1,200, they're probably not going to pay $800 at the end of the day. That's just because it's not your customer. I'm reading The Pumpkin Plan right now, and it's a good book, and I'm not reading it, I'm listening to it. Since I'm up here in Cleveland, I've had 8-hour or a 4-hour drive. It's a 7-hour book and audio book. And it talks all about that, finding your right customer. Who is your right customer? Who is the customer that's going to pay you what you want and how you get it? How do you, when in the if you want to grow big pumpkins, you don't let the vines have all the pumpkins. You start picking the little bad pumpkins off so that you can have large pumpkins over here, so they can get all the nutrients, that they can get all the water, they can get everything we need to um, be able to grow the large pumpkins, be able to grow the pumpkins are going to um, that are going to be the prize winner, that's going to be the world champ. Tell us the best way that book explains how to find the right customer. So basically, what he talks about, I haven't gotten to that all the way yet, but basically what he's saying is you know, go at your customer list, find your customer list, and find the customers, your bottom customers. And then what you want to do is you want to weed those customers out. And when we're trying to find these customers, we're going to ask questions, because if we ask questions, we can find out about those customers, the good customers, so that we can get better customers like the good customers. So, for instance, we're going to make sure that, if he goes in detail, the things that we're going to see about this customer. Maybe this customer wants, maybe our customers only want warm white. And so the customers we want are customers with warm white, because the customers that we kept getting with color keep giving us headaches. And so we're going to cut those out, and we're not going to use those. We're only going to install warm white, because we know those customers are more likely to pay, and we know that those customers live in it. Demographics, the houses that are in the higher end demographics versus the lower end demographics. If you're living in a $400,000 house versus a $200,000 house, these demographics, and he goes into how you can ask questions and everything like that, of how to be able to find our right customers. And it's all about finding the right customers. The right customer, if you find the bad customers, they're going to give you more headaches than it's worth, and it's not going to be good at the end of the day. So we want to find the good customers. We want to grow our pumpkins to be big. We don't want a bunch of mediocre pumpkins. We want a few large pumpkins, so then that way, those are our profitable pumpkins. And he goes into several different instances of it. It's not a bad listen. He's pretty funny. He cusses a lot in it, so if you don't like cussing, he gives that right out front, that he does cuss a lot. And so if you don't like cussing, I wouldn't recommend that book. But that is definitely something that is good to know. Uh, but again, up here in Cleveland, like I say, it's a beautiful view. The whole lake behind me here, or on the side of me. Um, it is nice up here. It's supposed to cool down a little bit. My phone rang yesterday and today. Good. I told you it would start ringing at the end of August. Oh, I'm worried death. In August, and August is not a good month to get business. It's a good month to put a lot of commercial work. It's not just you slowing down, everybody slows down in August. August is a tough month. Um, so you just got to hang in there and keep doing what you're doing, and it will make the phone ring when it's ready to ring. It's just like Christmas lights. People will not buy, and you will get some people buying Christmas lights now, but it's very few. You are going to get into marketing my tail off in August. Now, don't stop in August. Keep marketing your tail off in September and October and November and December and January and February, and you will grow your business. I am worried too, Jason. I hope I don't give in and lower prices. And he talked about that a little bit, about the good customers and all that kind of stuff. And it's, at the end of the day, this is a tough time, is August. It will pick back up in September, and I know some seasons are shorter than others. So if you can get a good September, August, or September, October. I know October can be short. You could do gutter cleanouts in October. You can do all kinds of other things instead of just pressure washing at the end of the day. And gutter cleanouts is a good business to be in. I'm up here in Cleveland, and there's a lot of these things all over. Trees. We went to the house I went to had trees growing out of them. They were about 18 to 24 inches tall. You find it hard to juggle between power washing and lights. I can't seem to find time to get into doing lights. I'm afraid to take away. So I wouldn't worry about that, because what happens in Central Illinois is that that usually Christmas lights don't really start till November, and pressure washing will die off completely by then. Especially where you are, and winter time comes, pressure washing dies fast. It doesn't take long to get pressure washing up. It really or Christmas lights up. It really don't. I've had 2 years ago. I had a customer. He came. He lives in Louisville. He came up. Jason Murphy came up, did my training on November 7th, and he still ended up doing 29,000 his first year, and right at 100,000 last year in 2 years. So he's at $100,000 start this year, and it's just 2 years in. When he originally started the Christmas lights, all he was doing it for was to keep his guys busy, and now he found out it's profitable, so he makes sure he shuts down his lawn care business to get Christmas lights going, because it is very profitable at the end of the day. And so that is why he shut that down pretty quickly. But yeah, so I really wouldn't get too worried about the Christmas lights as of yet. If you can get you a website for it, that's fine. People really aren't going to call until really about the middle of October. You'll start getting a little stragglers coming in and out. But really, that second week of November, your phone blows up if you're posting and all that kind of stuff. And you can get some in the 1st of November, but a lot of it is going to be, you can start getting some now, but it's more so going to be in November at the end of the day. It's just when everything comes in is in November. I'm curious to experience my first season for power washing. Bet I have a nervous breakdown in February. Is April and May just traditional better months? Yes, it is. And it all depends really on the weather. And I know you say, well, what do you mean by that? So what I always tell people is the weather is what dictates pressure washing service in the springtime. When people first get out and mow the grass, it's a good time when the phone's going to blow up. Make sure you're spending a lot of money on advertisement that week, because when they get done and they get done mowing the grass and see how dirty it is, then they start calling. And I mean, the one time we had it where that it was almost a question, should we say holiday lights for the super sensitive term Christmas? It's a good question. It just depends on if you don't mind hurting somebody's feeling, and somebody might not buy it from you just because you didn't say Christmas lights. But on the other hand, there's people out there that won't buy it from you because you said holiday lights. So it's kind of one of those, do I say this or do I say that? What's going to piss somebody off, Holiday lights is something that you can do. And holiday lights, obviously there's a lot of holidays out there other than just Christmas. You got Diwali, which is the end of October, 1st of November, depends on when the full moon is around that time. You got Hanukkah lights. It's Christmas. Why? Because it's America. That's why. And there's people out there that is exactly right. But then, you do have the people that believe in other holidays like Hanukkah that don't call it, or Jehovah Witness ain't gonna buy it anyway. But people that won't do it because they don't do Christmas. So it is something that it is a tough call to, what do you call it? Is it Hanukkah lights? Is it Christmas lights? Is it holiday lights? And any which way you go, you can do it. And with holiday lights, you can do more than just, or with Christmas lights, you can do more than just Christmas. Obviously, we put blue in there and we got Hanukkah. We do color or warm white, and we got Diwali. If we do we got a wedding. If we do, you see how that works there. You can do it for anything. And weddings are a good thing to do too. You can do just seasonal lights. You can do that kind of stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff with Christmas lights. And so it's not just Christmas. So that is something that we have to do and do it. Come see Florida sunset. I guess if was worried about people knowing where my business stands, I wouldn't have cleaned the police station. Did you take them some donuts when you cleaned it? That would have probably made them happier than the police station being clean. Sorry for the donut joke. Um, but but yeah. So again, there is some slots for my Christmas light training on Saturday here in Cleveland. If anybody wants to join me, there's some slots for pressure washing in the morning. You can go to kingofpressurewashing.com/in-person training. Actually, it's in the other one. And I also am having a training. So I'm having a training in Dayton, Ohio, and I'm having a training. Good morning or good afternoon, Timothy. I'm also having a training on in Raleigh, North Carolina. And the training with Raleigh, North Carolina, that's going to be a good training. Um, Raleigh is going to be with Donovan. Donovan Queensbury. He does a lot of Christmas lights. He just started in the Christmas light business about 3 years ago, and he does a lot of gutter cleaning. So we're actually going to have a pressure washing class and gutter cleaning, and then a Christmas light class. So it will be very good, very interesting, and everything along those lines like that. So don't go check that out. It's like October. I don't know what day it is. I can't remember. If you go to King of Pressure Washing dash training dates, you'll find it, or go to that in-person training and you'll find it in there. But Donovan is very good. He does a lot of he does about $250,000 per truck just doing gutter cleanouts, and he runs 2 trucks doing that. So it's very profitable at the end of the day. But getting back to Christmas lights, I love Christmas lights. Christmas lights are a lot of fun. It's fun to see people see the Christmas lights, especially family, when they see the Christmas lights and when they light up. Wow, that's pretty cool. And to get that wow factor is huge, and it is a good time to be able to enjoy and all kinds of other things. And so Christmas lights is one of the things that I love doing. It's a little hairy dairy doing it, of installing in that, and and what page. And so if you do the Christmas lights in, if you go to there's a link in the description here, and I know it's going to take you to a pressure washing page, but when you go to that pressure washing page, click on sign up, and that will tell you date, because I got 2 or 3 different classes, and the one in Raleigh is October. So yeah, I have a training in Dayton, Ohio for Christmas night, and I have a training in October for Christmas lights. So I know the page will look like it's for pressure washing, but there's in the when you click to sign up, it's going to give you 3 or 4 different dates, and that'll tell you which ones are Christmas. Most of all those classes are all Christmas lights. The one in Dayton is only Christmas lights, and the one in Raleigh will be Christmas lights, pressure washing, and gutter cleaning. So that one is where we'll be gutter cleaning. I am going to talk about Christmas lights in Washington, but it's not going to be a very cool. NC is a beautiful Christmas time. Um, um, I'm going to talk about it at Washington of Christmas lights, but it's not going to be hands-on. It'll be mostly talking about Christmas lights. I'm going to give all the information. I'm going to build a little prop, and then that's how I will teach it, because I'm only going to have about a 3-hour slot to teach Christmas lights. So the hands-on side of it is not going to be as strong. Um, but Christmas light is beautiful, and I love Christmas lights. Do you love Christmas lights? So with Christmas lights, I love figuring stuff out. I love putting them up, trying to figure ways to put them up. Of course, the way I teach to put them up is pretty simple. We use clips so that way it's easy up, easy down. We're not tearing stuff up. We're not destroying anything. And so that is why we do Christmas lights. And so the only time we put any damage to anything in a Christmas light install will be putting the wreath up. And when we put a wreath up, we got to put a screw in. So that's the only thing that we are putting a screw in, is to do that. So that is the only thing we're doing, to put a screw in. But y'all got any questions? I haven't had many questions yet. But again, you can definitely go check out the page, and it is good. Nothing virtual. Actually, I do have my, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com or christmaslightshelp.com/training, I do have a full course on Christmas lights, how to install, how to bid, how to do everything online. It's part of my membership, and that is what I have there. Is SendGem a good way to reach customers? That is one way to get customers. SendGem is when we get customers. The way we got customers the best was through email marketing, through our past customers. And then Google AdWords was our number one way of getting customers. And email marketing was our way to get HOAs, stuff like that. And when I did AdWords for Christmas lights, when I actually did it for before I sold it, I actually had probably 15 areas that were the high-end areas in the greater Cincinnati. And that was the only place I did marketing for, because last year when I did marketing when somebody else was paying for it, I did the whole area. And that is, it worked, but it didn't do as good. That's how I pre-qualified my customer, is I only ran ads to places that had this, because if you don't have this, you're not going to be able to pay for me to put up. Our average customer was $1,800. So an $1,800 customer, you got to have this. And if you don't have this, you don't get lights. And so that is where I did that for. Do you always book first, then buy, or would you say having some lights and supplies on hand is a good thing? So I'm going to try to put it together like a starter package, and it'll be 1,000 lights, 1,000 feet of light cord, some extension cord, and probably a case or two of minis. And so you're probably looking about $1,500 worth of that, but that could get you, depending on the size of the house, that could get you anywhere from 8 to 9 houses of Christmas lights. You might have to buy more minis, but that's minis is one of those things that you can buy. Most of this stuff will ship and get to you within 2 days, so you can book it 2 or 3 days out, and you will be fine at that point. And you can hammer it. You could do the boxes come in boxes of 500, so you could actually buy a box of 500 and it will do it. Shipping to Florida included? I don't know. Them people in Florida, yes. So that's kind of the issue of getting Christmas lights. Like I say, you can get them in usually 2 days, depending on where you are. Some places, actually where you're at, might even be a 1-day shipping teak. So it's not like that you got to buy a bunch of stuff and then just sit on it, and if you don't sell it. So if you bought 500 bulbs and you buy the 1,000-foot reel is like $180, I believe. $190 for 1,000 feet with a reel with the sockets. And then if you bought 500 bulbs, that way you're not spending as much money. You would be, I think the bulbs are somewhere around $400 a box for 400, and then the $189 for that, and then get some extension cord. You can get the small reel for $45. So you're less than 700 bucks, and you could do 3 to 4 houses with that. So it would be something to see if you just want to get into it, or even if you just want to do your house, your grandma's house, your mama's house. I don't care who you do. But the firehouse. Last year I decorated the firehouse. Um, so actually, this was my second year decorating the firehouse that I did. Last year, I put a pixel tree up at the firehouse, so that is something. Still trying to try and get the okay from the real boss to come Saturday. I'm looking forward to packages. You all have maybe favorite son-in-law again. Yeah, if you want to do that, if that's important to you. Actually, missed the firehouse yet? Actually, I don't miss the firehouse. I really don't. And though I thought I would, and I haven't missed it in a bit. I even told my wife that. So um, um, I missed the guys a little bit, but even that, it's not nothing. I was actually um, sleeping better yet. Yes, I am. I actually there was a bad car wreck right outside the hotel, and it was bad because I went to McDonald's and all the way around. They still hadn't had the patient out, and they've been there for a while, and so so I knew they hadn't gotten the patient out, and I seen all that. It still didn't get my blood pumping that much to remember the days of cutting people out of cars, and so they had an air care sitting over top, and they still didn't have them out. I'm like, you all need some help to get these people out of here or what? They hadn't even gotten the roof cut. If I like, because if it's that bad, you probably should have. So, but I don't know. You never know. But yeah, so I don't miss the firehouse. I really enjoy doing this. Today I got to do a ride along with one of the guys that's going to be in the class, and that was really cool. We went and did a house wash, went and ate lunch, and then I did a live on my pressure washing channel. I will be doing some more lives on here on Friday. I'm trying to do a live. I'm sorry, not Friday. Saturday when I'm doing Christmas light training. Getting some live on it, and then we'll be going from there. But other than that, I think I'm going to jump off here since there ain't too many more questions coming in. And I will be back on at 9 o'clock with Christmas lights. Or I'm sorry, pressure washing. I don't know what today is. I will be back on a pressure washing. So you can check that channel out at pressurewashhelp.com/YouTube. Good deal. See you, bud. I will say washing all day after being up all night in a working structure fire sucks. It does. I have been there and done that. It's usually something that I can't do it anymore. Last time I had to be up all night, I had to go home and sleep for 3 hours before I could function because I don't function well otherwise. The older I get, the less functioning I get. So, all right. See you all on Saturday when I go live again.